So how tall were you?
5'5".
High five. 122?
I just pooped, so. We are at our pre-op appointment. Got my consent forms. This is how much paperwork you need to fill out when you are doing IVF. They go over everything. Literally, you sign away like what's gonna happen if I die, what's gonna happen if Philip dies, what happens if both of us die. Like literally, they wanna make sure that your embryos are taken care of and what's gonna happen to them. It's like legal documents. It's not just flippant like what you do with your embryos. Very thought through, and I know everyone's decision is different. For us, we will be using all of the embryos that we get. We've said that in the past. If we end up with a ton, we will transfer. And then if Philip and I both died, we will be donating them to another family that is trying to grow their family. This shenanigans.
So most common symptoms, if you get them, are feeling bloated, feeling crampy, feeling nauseous, and constipation.
Oh.
So you get a period in about 2 weeks, and we make you take that cycle off, and then you can transfer any cycle after that.
So it'll be like 6 weeks. We'll be there soonest right now. Right.
This
This
paperwork
is
gives
if
me-
you die, I get it.
I'm just signing.
This is if we get divorced. This is if we decide to stop IVF.
One, we're not getting divorced. I like you too much.
Okay, let's go see. We just made it back. This morning, I was on an ant hunt. Oh, yeah, that didn't work. They find a point of entrance and then climb up. This is where the ants are coming in. Okay, we're trying to get some work done. I just passed out on the couch and we were peeking back on some old footage. Some days Philip will say, we have the 2 most perfect kids ever. Like, we don't need any more kids. And I will say, yeah, they're perfect, but don't we want a whole slew of them that are also amazing? But literally, looking at old footage, that's what we need. All of a sudden he turns to me and goes,
Hey, no, I really do.
oh, she's so cute. That's you, little baby. I am sorry, but we do parenting really well. Kinsley, how many brothers and sisters do you want?
3.
You want 3? Just one more? You, Callie, and someone else?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want 10?
You don't want 3 more?
I want 10.
You want 10? How many do you want? How many brothers and sisters do you want to play with?
I want to have 1 sister and 1 brother.
Oh.
So, sweetie. Callie, what's your favorite?
Oh my gosh. I just finished getting some things finalized. I swear I'm gonna get ready one of these days, guys. And this is so cute. Oh my gosh, Grammy's in the other one?
Yeah.
Oh my stars, you are cute. What's wrong, sweetie? Hey, Kinsley, come here. Come here. Come here, sweetie.
Mama, I wanna
Oh no, try it again. Try it again.
Mama, I want to go on the swing.
Okay, that's a little better. I still hear a little whining. Look at mommy.
Mama,
Yes?
I really want to go on the swing.
You really want to go on the swing? You want to turn? Okay, so how do we use our words when we want to turn? Say, may I have a turn, please? No, now. Yeah.
You love it,
I bet you someone will give you a turn. Do you want to sit in there with Callie? Or do you want to sit in there with Grammy? Or do you want to wait your turn? Turn. Okay, you can go in by yourself in just a minute. You're switching to no naps, and she's amazing and wonderful. And the moment I ask her, let's try that again, like try it, and she will correct it and use a better tone without whining. Callie is still learning. But it's hard. It's hard when we want something. Do you want to get out? Okay, you're gonna get out, and it's Kinsley's turn. Okay, ready? Do you have shoes on, or do you need me to carry you? You want to wait right there for the yellow one? Oh my stars. And a workout at that? You are so cute. Okay. Tomorrow.
All of our dead bugs.
Tomorrow is our retrieval. I don't feel hormonal today like I did yesterday. I would say the biggest symptom is I am so sore. Like, no one touched me. So sore. So when we started this whole process, I had 16 eggs that she saw when she gave me the go. 3 more popped up as we did our meds and had 19. I think tomorrow, if we have 15 mature eggs, I think that would be an amazing blessing. I am going under anesthesia, and they go in and they literally take out my eggs one at a time, and the embryologist is there, take my egg and fill up sperm and put them together, and over the next 5 to 7 days they will watch them grow. And at this point, after the retrieval, what you've done, and there's nothing else you can do. So I don't know if you're watching this because you have been a big support to our family and you're part of this community here. I don't know if you are just passing through trying to learn about infertility. I don't know if you are going through it yourself, and hopefully this video finds you at least some little piece to know that you are not alone. When we first were diagnosed with infertility, I felt like we were the only ones. No one else struggles, and even to this day, our close-knit circle, no one seems to be struggling with infertility. Granted, we have a bigger circle now, so we know a lot of people that do struggle, but I'm only saying that in the sense where it's very easy to feel like you're the only one that struggles. I know that Philip and I are very different than the norm. I think we just try to hold on to positivity, hope, and if this isn't the answer, you know, it just means it's our stepping stone to the next thing.
I think from my perspective, I've learned a lot in the years of infertility and supporting you and vlogging our journey. I want to support her. I'm not in front of her, I'm beside her and behind her. I'm like right here, if that makes any sense. I'm pushing her forward, I'm keeping her from falling down, and I'm right there if she needs anything. I think she's extremely strong. I think she's very mild-mannered. I think she's even-tempered, and I think she knows what she wants. And what Alex wants and what I want are very similar, which is to grow our family. We're here at our second retrieval. Did I ever want to be here? No. Did I ever want to do IVF in the first place? No. Did I ever want to do any infertility treatments? No. That's not because I don't support it now. That's not because I don't want to do it now. That's because I never wanted to get to this place in the first place. It takes a lot of the romance out of it. It takes a lot of the natural inclination of what marriage is supposed to be, of what being together is supposed to be. If it doesn't work, then we've given it our best and final shot. If it does work, how amazing is it that we didn't give up in this process?
And I want to explain a little bit of like last time versus this time. Last time we ended up with 6 embryos, and so we thought for sure we were going to have 4 kids at least out of, you know, 6 embryos if maybe one or 2 didn't take. What is different this time around is that we are doing genetic testing.
How many years ago was it that we did our first retrieval?
3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago.
This month.
Wow. We've done 4 transfers. We've had multiple miscarriages. It's all been documented here on this channel. Of just the journey of family building and the difficulty that it can be.
Just to jump back, what's different from last time to this time, because I know it seems like give up already, like come on, like you guys have done so much. We've done 1 egg retrieval. Out of those 6, most likely, most were probably genetically abnormal. We want to be very clear in this because everyone has to drive their own ethical road themselves. For us, when we look at anything that is considered genetically abnormal, that is any pregnancy that is going to end before 12 weeks, no matter what, that it is not compatible with life. So a lot of people, when they do their first IVF, you know, it doesn't really work out, so then they jump into a second, third more quickly than we have. So I think our IVF journey has been longer because of the embryos that we have had.
Alex, you have championed a voice of hope. You sit here today and we're going through like, oh my gosh, this is what failure has looked like, but at the same time, man, like we've grown together so much.
I wouldn't change it. I wish our next kiddo was here right now.
Yeah.
I kept saying, I'm waiting for an adoption, like right this second.
I wish our next kiddo was 1. And so Callie would have someone only a year and a half behind.
No, I agree. But that's another thing with infertility that people don't get to talk about. They feel like they're not allowed to talk about it, is wanting kids and then the next step to that is how close you want your kids together.
Yeah.
You don't get that choice.
No.
It's not something, not that anybody gets a choice, but some people get a little bit more of a choice than we do.
Every month since we were like, okay, I think it might have been February, we had said, okay, we're doing it, here's the decision. And that's also the issue with infertility, is you can say, I'm ready, but your body might not be ready. Your situation might not be ready. Your finances might not be ready. And that's why infertility, in our perspective, to become advocates for those with infertility, we have a platform and we're going to use it to positively encourage people. And so that's what we've done with this channel, is trying to help people understand infertility is one of those things that you die to that same dream every 30 days. You have to hit a reset button of your own hope, like so often. And in this journey of getting to this retrieval, it's been 4 or 5 months now in a row of hearing the doctor say, Alex, your body's not ready, your body's not ready, your body's not ready, your body's not ready.
Well, and I don't want to put us on different pages, but I want to say this just because I know this is a reality of most couples. For example, I don't regret it, but last summer Philip said, after our big long miscarriage, he said, we need to take a few months off. And I was ready sooner than you were.
Yeah.
And then when we were ready in the fall, you said, oh, I'm ready here in August. Well, that didn't actually happen until October.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of, I'm the planner, so I already know I should start trying for IVF now if I want to do it in a few months. Really ready.
I think you wanted to be ready. I don't think you were ready, because you had been hit with such a blunt force of that miscarriage for you was so emotional. And then, you know, for it to be public and then to kind of receive some of the things that you received really kind of was a dampener on the whole process.
And then when I said I was ready, it was the same thing. It was in February. It was finally like, okay, everything, we're ready.
Yeah.
But now it's come July, and this is when we're actually doing the retrieval. You need to get all of your ducks in a row before moving forward. But every duck that you're getting in a row just takes more time.
Every guy that I've talked to that has been through infertility, he's always told me, like, his spouse is always more ready and quicker than he is.
Because infertility is a journey, and it is a lot, and it is emotional, and it's a lot for other people to go through. If you're going through it yourself, I know it is a lot to go through.
And our infertility journey has only been 7 years, and I know many of yours has been even longer
decades.
than that. Okay, Alex, your IVF retrieval is tomorrow. I'm going to ask you a handful of questions. What are you feeling that is different this retrieval versus our first one 3 years ago?
You can go back and watch our first retrieval. I remember saying, we could be making our babies today. I remember saying that. And this time, I am more just like rooting on the babies. It's not like, last time it was more of an expectation. This time I'm like, come on. Like I'm rooting for them, but I'm not having expectations that they're going to make it to the finish line. My body looks a lot better. We have a lot more eggs this time. Last time we literally were the month before adopting Callie. So even though I always say, I don't get stressed, my mind doesn't really get stressed.
Your mind doesn't get stressed.
But my body does. So I was in a stressful situation, in a stressful season.
I think we both were.
So I think that's a big difference. I feel really free living in this RV. I'm loving it, and so I feel like my body's in a healthy spot.
Does that make you sad?
I think if we get through genetic testing and we don't have any that are genetically normal, I think I'll be very overwhelmed, and I don't want to think about it until we get there, because I don't need to think about that.
What does the whole process of tomorrow look like in like a quick 30-second form?
I filled out the paperwork for the surgery center, and I was filling out previous surgeries. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had a lot more than I realized. But so I just know the routine that I'm going to probably sleep most of the day tomorrow, and then I'll be awake tomorrow evening, and it'll be a party. It's not tomorrow is like the pinnacle. It's going to be over the next 7 days after that of finding out, and then coming back and doing the transfer. I feel like that's going to be the peak.
Yeah. A lot of people have criticized our decision to stay with our doctor. How do you feel about that now that we've stuck with her?
We talked to the lab today, and she's literally one of the top in the country and has one of the highest rates in the country. Like, I understand our story. Our first one IVF batch was not a good one, and it could just be us. But her practice, her protocols, her knowledge, her everything is literally the top. Like, you can't get any better. So if anything goes wrong and this doesn't work, it has nothing to do with her. It's just our bodies.
What's the one piece of advice that you would give to someone if tomorrow is their retrieval day, they're feeling anxious?
This is the first thing that came to mind, and it might be weird. It was the same when we were pregnant and it wasn't looking good. And I've told other women this, and some people like it, some people don't, so you just have to pick which route you like. I say enjoy each moment. Each of those moments that you had with that baby, even though we knew for 11 weeks that we were probably going to be miscarrying, I tried to enjoy it as much as possible and tried to remember it like you're with me. And I know for me, eggs are not babies at all. They're not mixed with sperm yet, so it's not alive. But I feel like these eggs are potential and possible, so I'm just more like rooting them on of like, if you really want to make it, like, I'm enjoying this moment, and tomorrow it's all going to be over.
Yeah, you're such a natural encourager and mom and just kind of caretaker, and that's who you are. It doesn't surprise me that that's kind of your perspective. So
the last couple of weeks were actually fun for me, and I'm really sad they're over, but it just went by so fast, and it's just...
When people come to search IVF videos like you used to, most of them,
welcome.
They're afraid, they're nervous, and
they're seeking answers.
Yeah, there's not a happy person that just like runs to, oh, I want to go look at IVF. And if that's you, then comment down below if you can comment. How could you just kind of put their mind at ease over this process? Obviously for you, it's so natural for you because we've been doing this for so long. We've been communicating this publicly on YouTube for so long. What would you say to them to just encourage them?
A couple things. First, you and your spouse need to be on the same page. You need to make sure your marriage is rock solid before moving forward with trying to grow your family. And that's really hard because usually when you're in that beginning infertility and you're rock bottom anyways, it's hard to make sure your foundation is healthy. But that is primary, most important. And then say you are there and you guys are both healthy and maybe you aren't on the same page, you know, have discussions, get on the same page. If you both are on the same page for IVF, I would say, this is just me, but enjoy it. Every moment, every shot, every appointment, like, it's such a blessing. It's a privilege. This is such a privilege that we have been able to do IVF. Such a privilege to the point that we created a nonprofit to make sure that we can give back financially, emotionally, educationally, everything, because we feel like we were so blessed. Now it's time for us to go bless other people.
Wow. Absolutely. On that note, I do want to encourage you, go on a date with your spouse this week, look them in the eye, step back from all the crud that you guys are in the midst of. Remember why you got together in the first place. Remember why you love each other. Remember why you're doing this. If you guys forget the why, the what doesn't matter. The how doesn't matter. You can't forget the why. And so step back this week and focus on one another, and we'll do the same. I feel like this new lifestyle of RV has really allowed us to slow down. We're fast-paced people. So slow down this week. Go date your spouse. Focus on the why. Step back from the reality and the mess and the crud, and we'll do the same.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're excited for the retrieval tomorrow, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And there's so much more to come of watching our embryos grow over the next week, about our RV crazy life that I am so excited to teach you guys.
And we'll be letting you guys know very soon where we're headed first. Come back here on this channel, find us, we'll let you guys know where to meet us.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Go let your love multiply.